What's up, YouTube? I remembered this time.
Yeah, you did.
So, Casey, you said you saw a little film you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, I actually saw two films. The other one was a surprise for you. I since it's on Peacock now, both of these movies are on Peacock. So use our code Two Worlds Podcast at peacock.com. Nothing will happen. But yeah, so I watched Super Mario Bros. Also.
Nice.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, it's like the stuff are like they should have just got voice actors. I'm just gonna say that because every single one of them, I was like, boy, this would have been better if it was a voice actor.
Hmm.
Like Jack Black was the best, but he's basically at this point in his career a voice actor.
Yeah.
Same with Keegan, like like he can like if you're a comedian, you can be a voice actor. If you're a regular actor, you're just a regular actor, except for Bradley Cooper.
Right. Yeah,
But
it was definitely the Jack Black show. He
yeah,
was awesome.
but no, I liked it. There's jokes in there, and there's like Mario lore type things where I'm like, I don't know how accurate this is to the Mario greater scheme of things, but I don't think it fucking matters because it's a kid movie.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was thinking in my head, you know how great this movie would have been when we were kids, and like Nintendo would have been like, oh yeah, we're gonna make the Super Mario Brothers movie game. And it would have been awesome because that would have been such a fun game. Like you have, the Super Mario Brothers stuff, then you also have like Super Smash Brothers type fighting, and then you'd have fucking Mario Kart. Like it's just all of them jammed together. That'd be an amazing game.
Yeah, it would have been. It would have been. But uh I don't know. I'm glad that today's kids get this because, we got a Super Mario Brothers movie.
I mean, that one's still fun, not for the
Yeah.
right reasons.
Right. Yeah, I totally agree. My only huge beef, and I think I've said it on here before, is that they took out part of the score during the Donkey Kong kart scene or whatever to play that stupid fucking song that everyone uses for every movie. That I Need a Hero song.
Oh yeah. I loved
It gets old. It gets real fucking old.
I just fucking loved that they played the Donkey Kong theme song and then they ruined it as soon as Seth fucking Rogen started talking.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, hey guys, I'm Seth Rogen. I mean Donkey Kong. It's like, why did you keep that in?
I still don't think he was as bad as I was expecting, you know.
Yeah. I will say, and I will say this too, just to give him some love. He was still better than that fucking Donkey Kong TV show that was on ABC Family when I was a kid. Holy shit! What was that? Like, why would they get whoever that was to voice Donkey Kong?
So if you guys want to see Casey and I do a watch party of the ABC Family Donkey Kong show.
I mean, if you guys get us that on any medium, Blu-ray, HD DVD, if you remember those old things that lasted a little bit till Blu-ray took them over, DVDs, VHS,
VHS. I do have a
um,
VHS player still.
yeah, me too. Or as they're more commonly known, VCR. Uh,
I couldn't think of what it was called.
I've done that too, so I just wanted to be a dick. Laser disc, if you want like the play scripts, and then we'll act it out, whatever. Just you have to send it to us and we'll do it.
Yep.
We're whores for Donkey Kong, as you know. And then other movie I watched on the old Peacock was Asteroid City. Me and Jake talked about it a little bit off the air, but if you're a big Wes Anderson fan, I'd be really interested in what you thought of it because like the reviews are good. So like I'm wrong. I'm the asshole here. Like most times with movies, except for The Flash, I was right according to reviews and Jake was wrong. But the Batman, I was the wrong boy. But no, like it's like I was telling Jake, it's just like it seemed like Wes Anderson had an idea. And then more and more actors, like A-list actors, were like, "We want to be in it." He's like, "Oh no!"
Couldn't say no to all of them.
Yeah, it's like because I'm just gonna find the list on IMDb really quick just to read it off because you'll be like, holy crap, they're in this because they're not in it for very long. No Bill Murray, surprisingly enough, because he's like in all of them.
Very surprising.
Okay, so let's get it going. I'm really glad I didn't see it in theaters because I really wanted to. And I was like, oh, I really want to, but I just never did. But we got Jason Schwartzman, Scarlett Johansson, Tom Hanks, Jeffrey Wright, Bryan Cranston, Edward Norton. Okay, Jake Ryan. I don't know who that is. So that's like the first one. I'm like, I don't know. Grace Edwards again. Don't know. Maya Hawke, Rupert Friend, Hope Davis, Steve Park, Liev Schreiber, Aristu Mihan, Ethan Josh Lee. That's just the main, that's the top cast. There's more because they didn't even get to Adrian Brody, Willem Dafoe, um, the fucking other ones. So yeah,
I mean
it's
that's 18 right there.
yeah.
I don't know,
And
man.
yeah, it's just it's pretty wild. I wouldn't be surprised if it won because I guess it does a lot. I wouldn't be surprised if it won like most original screenplay because it's an original idea this year. But yeah, I mean, I want to find out who played the wife because they were in it for like 5 seconds. Oh, Steve Carell is in it as the motel manager that doesn't do hardly shit. It's just like a random background character, but then you're like, oh, that's Steve Carell. That's weird. Tilda Swinton, she's in it too.
Oh, yay.
Jeff Goldblum plays the alien. Oh, where? Yeah, there's the okay, and then Margot Robbie's in it too.
Yeah,
I thought that was her, but Margot Robbie's one of those actresses where I'm like, she's very beautiful, but she also uh blends in with like five other actresses.
really.
Yeah,
Okay. I think she's rather unique myself.
really? Because I mean,
Yeah.
like Anna De Armas or whatever that lady. I think if it, if you're like, oh yeah, it's the really pretty blonde lady. I'm like, oh yeah, which one? And like her. Um, there's a couple other ones where I'm like, I don't know the difference. Like I can usually guess Margot Robbie because she's like the it girl right now. But yeah, I'm like,
Well,
put her in a lineup, I'll probably get it wrong.
I I don't believe that. I don't believe that. All right. Oh, no, I'll read the YouTube comment once we start the pod.
All right.
Okay. I got several more Mad Libs books. So
Ooh,
we're gonna do a fun little roll the dice and see which one we
nice.
get. And that's how we'll pick. So let's see here.
What's your favorite Wes Anderson movie while you're getting the dice ready to roll?
I really like Fantastic Mr. Fox, if that
Oh,
counts.
yeah, I mean, oh, it 100% does. Yeah, I should have known because you fucking love that book. So I was like,
Yeah,
that should have been kind of a no-brainer.
yeah. But like a proper live action. I really did like the Grand Budapest Hotel. I thought that one was really good.
That's crazy. That's like for me, that's one of his weaker ones.
Yeah.
Like that, yeah, that was one I just couldn't really get into.
Um, I thought Moonrise Kingdom was really good though. That one's up
Yeah,
there
like,
for me.
oh wait, no, dude, I know, I actually love Grand Budapest. I was getting that mixed up with Darjeeling Limited for some reason.
Oh, okay.
Darjeeling Limited was the one that was like, that's one of the weaker ones. Grand
Is
Budapest
that the
is,
train one?
yes.
Okay. Actually,
See, like,
I haven't made it all the way through that one.
yeah, it's hard.
Yeah.
Um, no, Budapest, that's probably top three for me. Rushmore's probably my number one though. That was the first one I watched. And then I like Roll Tenenbaums a lot.
Yeah, you talked about both of those a whole bunch in like high school, early college, so I
Yeah.
figured one of them would be. Okay. I love that all of these give you an example at the start.
Everyone is big old schlong.
All right, so this one's the Avengers,
Ooh.
and it's called Topsy Turvy. All right, a verb.
Um, eating a banana out of a stripper's pussy.
That doesn't really work with the sentence.
Damn. I guess come. That first one was a Lizzo reference. She's being canceled.
Oh, I didn't get it. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Because she was like, I guess she was, big old whale Lizzo's fat shaming her backup dancers, and then she was like, they went to this strip club, and she was trying to get this backup dancers to eat bananas out of strip like rat in a stripper's pussy, and she's like, eat it, and they're like, no, do it, you fatty. And they're like, oh, and they ate it.
Wow. That's not really something I was expecting to hear.
Yeah.
So anyway, an adjective.
Smelly.
Okay. Noun.
A whale.
Color.
Brown.
A noun.
um I don't know. Let's go with a roof. I might have looked outside my window for that one.
Noun. Come on, man. It's the Avengers. Get creative.
I'm very creative.
Roof.
Crusty nipples.
Okay. Part of the body.
That big old swollen ovary.
Okay. Gotta write all that out. An adjective.
Oof. I'm gonna say hmm, floppy.
Another part of the body.
Man, I am gonna say big ol' floppy butthole.
Oh, okay.
Did we get shirts made just for the YouTube users? That's their nickname. If you're listening to this right now, you guys are YouTube users. Both spelled YOU though. So it's but they get them a shirt that just has big old floppy and then just have part of the body.
That's a good shirt idea. I
Thanks,
like it.
man. Let us know down below if you're listening to this. Like that shirt idea?
We'll add it to our merch. Verb ending in ing.
Okay. Fisting.
Okay. This is gonna be so filthy. Oh, plural noun.
Um, the bananas that were in the strippers' pussies.
Adjective.
Steaming.
Adjective.
Piping hot.
Noun.
Just a nice, big, like, do you remember at Quick and Easy? The bladder buster.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
A bladder buster cup just full of semen. Like filled to the brim too. We're like, I don't know if I can get the straw in here.
Jesus. Okay. Adjective.
Um let's go with shiny.
The only one that makes sense. Noun.
Arrows.
Noun.
Socks. Or just a sock.
Adjective.
Sticky.
Okay.
Every time Jake laughs during this, he has to donate 1 penny to St. Jude. But if he doesn't laugh at all, they both owe us 5 children.
Oh gosh. Let's see who wins.
Oh, St. Jude, I know they're damaged, but
Oh gosh. All right, here we go. Topsy-turvy. With a sudden jolt, the Avengers meeting location turned upside down. Captain America gave a startled orgasm and, and grabbed for his smelly shield. Everyone finds something to hold on to, Iron Man said, firing his whale jets. The, the Brown Widow wrapped her arms around a roof, and Hawkeye shot a suction cup crusty nipple and rope at the wall.
oof, St. Jude's winning.
Okay. God, I gotta try to get through this. Ah. Dude, it's so bad. It's so bad.
I love it. Just think about those kids. St. Jude children, Jake.
Ooh. I I feel sick to my big ol' swollen ovary, Thor said with a floppy groan. My big ol' floppy butthole is spinning, said the Black Widow, fisting. I feel it too, but according to my stripper pussy bananas, the room is steamy, said Iron Man.
Like, thanks, Iron Man. That was helpful.
Thor cried out, this seems like my piping hot brother Loki's doing. And with that, the god of nice big bladder buster cups full of semen slammed his shiny hammer on the arrows. There was a loud crash and a bright sock, and suddenly the room went back to normal. We must always be on guard against Loki's sticky magic, Thor warned. And there
Sticky
you go.
magic works since he's, you know, the god of bladder buster come.
I just can't picture Thor saying, I feel sick to my big old swollen ovary.
Taika Waititi was taking notes, dude.
Yeah, I mean, this is basically this dude. I am like, look at this. I am
Yeah.
just sobbing over here. Oh God, that was truly something. I told you in jest to get creative, and you went bananas.
That pussy was bananas.
You good there, bud?
Yeah, I just don't know how to spell bananas.
Ah, all right. That was something.
Yeah, it was.
Shall we?
Let's do it.
All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Two Worlds Podcast. I'm Jake, and with me, as always, is the Dale Gribble to my pocket sand. It's Casey. What's up, buddy?
Nothing, man. What's up with you?
Oh, you know, little sad. R.I.P. Johnny Hardwick
Yeah,
passed away this week.
I read that he actually had he had already recorded stuff for the new season.
Oh, so
So
they are going to use it?
they haven't said for sure. I just read that he already had some in the can prior.
I gotcha.
So don't know how it's gonna end up being.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It's weird getting news like that for something that you really like that, but you've never actually seen the person.
Right.
But I don't know. I guess death's just kind of weird anyways, huh?
Yeah. It was kind of
So
funny though when I told Dad, I was like, "Yeah, he was only 66," and Dad's like, "That's way too close."
it is like
Yeah.
that's people joke, but that's I mean, that's young.
Yeah.
So all right. We do have a YouTube comment. It was actually posted while we were recording last week. So it is a week late, but
Sorry.
it's from a friend of the show, Preston. He says, "What's up, homies? I wanted to chime in and give my 2 cents on the Lando news last week. Glover writing a Lando series has huge potential. As a big Lando fan, he was the perfect choice for a younger Lando and did it really well. His show Atlanta was incredibly well written and one of my favorite recent shows. Also, Jake, yes, he still does make music. His last album was in 2020, and I'm hoping we get more from him soon now that he is no longer making Atlanta. Fun question. Which Star Wars character would you like to see have their own spin-off show if done right? Keep up the good work. And I did read Blade #1. It's off to a great start, I feel. Thank you, Preston. Casey, would you like to go first?
Well, as the Star Wars fan here, I was thinking about this, and I'm gonna go Wicket is a strong choice for me. Like he was, top of my list.
Yeah.
And then, I was thinking some other ones. The butt mouth guy, I think he's got a lot of potential. I had his toy as a kid. I was like, yeah, butt mouth, awesome. But my number one is Greedo.
Oh,
How fun would that be? Just him being a, weird haggler, like, oh, a Jedi power. Yeah, like let's figure out why the Jedi tricks don't work on him. You know, let's do it.
that's the question that needs
May,
answered.
maybe he's a Jedi. Maybe he's got a high midichlorian count. Maybe he was the chosen one.
Maybe.
Charles Soule's just taking notes.
Let's make it into a an event where we tell it from everyone's perspective, every single issue.
It's
It'll
the
be
Greedo
great.
saga.
Yes. For me personally, I would say Plo Koon.
Yeah.
He's gotten some love here and there thanks to the Clone Wars, but I was a fan of his long before his popularity in the Clone Wars. Um,
What made you a fan of his? Just because he looked cool and you started looking into him
yes,
more? Okay.
only because okay, so Episode One was the first Star Wars movie I got to see in theaters. My grandpa and my great aunt took me to that. And I'm sitting there in the theater, and it gets to the scene of the Jedi Council where you see each of them that aren't, Yoda and Mace for 2 whole seconds. And I'm like, that guy looks cool. He is my favorite now.
I gotcha.
And I had one of those books. They made these books for lots of different things, but literally every single piece of equipment or character or planet in episode one, you got a full bio on everything.
I gotcha.
And his little bio just sold me. So thought he was cool. I found that the Stark Hyperspace War miniseries that I made you read once upon a
Yep.
time. And then he showed up in Clone Wars and in Star Wars The Force Unleashed 2, I think it was number 2. One of the skins that you could get was Plo Koon, so you could go through and play the game as him, which I thought was really cool. So
Yeah.
anyway, that was a long-winded response, but that's my answer. Plo Koon's the shit. And he was done extremely dirty in episode 3. So
Yeah. I mean, all of them were when you really think about it,
mm,
because it's like, oh, yeah, we're supposed to believe the precursor to the stormtroopers killed the most powerful people.
mm-hmm.
But then later on, Luke's just wasting the stormtroopers. And I know they're not the same. It's supposed to be like, oh, no, these are we aren't cloning anymore. And these are the high, they're high end and blah, blah, blah. Still, they should have sensed it.
Yep. Especially Plo Koon because he is psychic. Um, but whatever. And also Mace Windu and 3 of the most powerful Jedi Masters ever couldn't take down an old man. I don't care if he was Palpatine. That was stupid.
Well, in all fairness, Mace just about did.
Yeah, yeah. But the
I
I,
was
it's not even the fact that Palpatine killed all of them. It's just it was over so quick. Like
mhm,
give me a fight.
right.
But anyway, instead all we got was rah, and he spins in a circle and they just fall over.
Yeah.
uh
I
but
mean,
anyway,
had they explored the fact where this is like the Star Wars cast,
yeah,
had they
Preston's loving
explored the
this.
fact had they explored the fact that like the Jedi's had gotten like basically just fat and weak, like they should have done it where like there wasn't a Clone Wars, like this stuff where like they were having to stay sharp and work and all this other stuff. Like, no, they should have just been like, nah, stuff's pretty peaceful. We're all fat and lazy, and then that would be how the Emperor was like, oh yeah, we're making these this clone army, and don't worry, everything's good, guys.
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything evil.
Why do you keep winking so much?
Oh, I'm winking at the camera. Like, what are you talking about, camera?
This guy has so much power. Why do we let him have so much power? Anyway, thank you, Preston, for the question. We
Oh,
appreciate
actually,
it.
my I just remembered my real answer. Jar Jar Binks' dad.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
for sure. You want an adaptation of that comic, don't you?
absolutely.
Yeah.
So funny.
All right. Well, let's get into some news. A pretty light news week this
Yeah, this will be
week.
a pretty light episode, so it's a good thing we had Star Wars cast going.
Absolutely. Preston, you saved the episode, my
Yeah.
friend. Okay. Perhaps the most baffling news, at least for my half of the news this week. Marvel confirmed that Kari Andrews is returning to do Spider-Man Reign 2. Everyone's very favorite Spider-Man story. Which what I think is crazy, everyone shits on Spider-Man Reign. Guess who amongst our friends who is a huge Spider-Man fan actually likes that story?
Mike.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you read it?
I I've read it like I read it before it was getting shit on by everybody. Yeah, like because I liked it kind of when I read it the first time, then I read it more than once. It's gonna be one of those ones where I have a feeling this sequel's gonna really friggin' suck because Spider-Man Reign, and I'm gonna say this just like The Dark Knight Returns, doesn't need a sequel. The whole point is, yeah, I've not read The Dark Knight Returns because I'm not a big Frank Miller guy, as I've said before. But it's like, oh yeah, this is them at like a low point, and then they get back in the saddle, basically. That's the whole point. And like, it's like, oh yeah, now we just get old Spider-Man.
Yep.
It's like, cool. Is
But
it necessary?
we get old Spider-Man again, you know,
Yeah.
because
But
that's
this
how the
one's
story
happy,
is. Yeah,
you
we'll
know.
see. We'll see.
So it doesn't.
Still very bizarre. Whether you like it or not, it's bizarre.
I mean, at what they could have done better is just have him do a book in that universe, be like, it's Luke Cage reign or whatever, where Jessica Jones is dead because Luke Cage's super sperm has killed her. Just like, like that's just the ongoing theme. Misty Knight's dead because of the Iron Fist sperm.
Oh, that would be so wild.
And it's just like, okay, how many female characters are dead in this universe? And he's like, all of them. Every single one of them died from some type of super sperm. Because that's a fun fact. If you haven't read Spider-Man Reign, Mary Jane is dead because she got cancer through Peter's semen.
He's not making that up
Yeah,
either.
that
That is
sounds like something I would
actually,
say in Mad Libs.
yes, that is actually what happens.
Yeah,
It's not well regarded.
no. And like, I think it could have been a solid enough story had it not had that really bad bad part in it. It might have been solid, but that kind of took away a lot of it. But Mike, come on here and explain why it's good.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, just let us feel your. Oh, how did he word it? Because it's like the little spiders all inside us that's infecting us. I'm pretty sure that was the dialogue. It's very bad. So some insiders, this is a Twitter insider, so like it could be anybody. It could have been me. It wasn't me, but like this is how much you should take this with as fact. Insiders have reported Ghost Rider is going to appear in Blade. So it's gonna be the first time Ghost Rider apparently has been rated R.
Ooh, not even that second Ghost Rider
I
movie.
thought it was too, but the
Hmm.
insider on Twitter said it's the first time. I didn't look into it. I'm not gonna hold my breath until something more than Twitter Insider comes out of it,
Yeah,
especially for this movie that's going to come out in 2050 at this point, it feels like.
yeah, for real. It sucks because honestly, I want to see it really bad.
Yep.
But what can you do? Okay. We're getting a new Century comic later this year. That'll be from writer Jason Liu and artist Luigi Zagaria. And the gist is that the Sentry's powers are split amongst a group of people. And by the end of it, one of those people will get all the powers and become the new Sentry. So, Casey, that's something you want to check out?
No, I have a feeling. I'm going to say this right here because there was rumors going around that Steven Yeun was going to be Sentry. I have a feeling one of those characters is going to be Asian, and then that character is going to be the new Sentry.
Right on. My guess
But
was that a lady would become the new Sentry.
I mean, maybe. I just think you can't, this isn't gonna work because the thing that makes the Sentry work, which he doesn't really even work too well, is the fact that his brain is broken. So like he can't, like he's always having to deal with the void and he can't go all out. He can't do this and that, like he's basically a plot device. And the void is also a plot device to keep him from being too awesome. And he's, just like, so if you have someone that's like, oh, I have all the powers and I'm awesome. In the Marvel universe, that's not gonna work. So yeah, I'm not super hot on that.
Yeah.
Do you have any opinions? Do you think it's gonna sell well at the shop?
No, I don't. I think the first issue will sell because it'll be the first cameo appearance of the new century, and then whichever one where that happens, I guess the last issue will sell well.
Yeah.
Um, you know, back to things that annoy us about comic folk. I just gave you two examples.
Hmm.
But as far as myself, I've never really cared about the century, so that one's just not for me.
Yeah. All right. We're getting a new My Hero Academia movie. This one's also gonna be in theaters. I mean, the other ones I watched two of the three that are out, and it's neat because it's like unlike Dragon Ball
There's
movies,
three out,
yeah.
man.
And with the two I've seen, unlike Dragon Ball Z movies where it's like you try to like do mental gymnastics to make it work within the continuity and it never does. This one, like they always work in continuity, but they always have like the fun plot device where it's like, I don't remember a damn thing that happened, like it's like, oh, okay. I guess this was kind of pointless. But I
That's
will say it
funny.
was kind of neat. Like in the first movie, he gets this device that like have you seen the first movie?
Maybe.
He got like they went to the like America, like they had this American scientist and she made this device that let him go like a full like 100% with his punches, even though he's all jacked up. And later on, like he gets that again in this like last season. Like he had that. Me and our buddy Clint was talking about that the other day. We're like, oh, that was really awesome that they actually included that. Like, because again, with Dragon Ball Z, it was just like, what happened with the Tree of Might? That wasn't canon. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought I did see that first movie, but maybe I didn't. Did the end of one of the seasons like lead up to that?
Well, it was like, if I remember right, it did because it was like it jumps back because like the seasons had been further back, but they're like, oh, we're gonna cut like this episode's gonna be 100% just to show you what we're doing, like leading up to the movie, type of thing.
Right. Okay. I probably just saw the end of that season and thought, oh, that'll
Yeah.
be neat, and then never watched it. I would like to argue that my last bit of news is the bigger piece of news this week.
All right. So Variety debunked the whole um Gal Gadot Wonder Woman 3 stuff, and they said Gunn and Safran have no plans for Wonder Woman in the new DCU except for Paradise Lost. Now, one thing I will say, this is just me playing devil's advocate, because I mean, I was saying, she's probably not going to do another Wonder Woman because of the new universe, all that stuff last week. But just to play devil's advocate, I remember Variety also said Snyder Cut's not happening. I remember also multiple times where different news outlets have posted different shit, and James Gunn's gone out of his way to debunk it. And James Gunn has said, if you don't hear from me or Safran, it's not true. And with this, there's three people that were, the heads of it. It's Gal Gadot, James Gunn, Safran. Safran and Gunn haven't said anything. Gal Gadot said something. So it's like, wait until Gunn says something. He's not going to say anything more than likely until this whole, strike is over. So it's kind of like just, I mean, really, it's just wait because I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna really buy what Variety's saying because we haven't had anything official yet.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that at all. I mean, I still want it to happen, so I hope that it does. But yeah, I like you said, we're not going to hear anything till after the strikes. So hopefully he's just hard at work writing all this shit that he's promising.
I think okay, so I think legally he's not allowed to write shit right
Okay, well, I bet off the record he's writing lots of
now,
shit.
probably.
All right, and then my last bit of news. This dropped today, and I actually think this is kind of a big deal, whether you like this person or not. Jason Aaron is going to write a Batman book for DC. So his little post, um, he's writing this book called Batman Off World, and it's a book where it's a young Dark Knight on his own first journey into the far wondrous reaches of the DC cosmos. So it's going to be one of those that probably doesn't matter too much, in the grand scheme of things. It's just Jason Aaron writing a cosmic Batman story for funsies. But he's going to be writing that with Doug Mankey on the art, and that's going to start to come out in November. So,
Like you had me in the first half. I was like, Jason Aaron writing Batman, that should be pretty sweet. I like Jason Aaron a lot. And then it's like young. I'm like, in space. I'm just
yeah.
last time I got hyped about a Marvel writer coming over to write a young Batman book, I was just so upset. So I'm gonna have to miss this one. Maybe get in trades if it's really good. What about you, man?
Uh, I think it just depends on what's out that week. Honestly, I I haven't loved the last few things I've read of Jason Aaron's, so we'll just have to see.
Yeah.
All right, but that's the end of the news, man. So,
Mhm.
what did you read this week?
Not a lot. My comics didn't come in till today, so while I was making my 5-star frozen pizza, I was reading. So I read Silk #4, Night Terrors Green Lantern #2, Ghost Rider Wolverine #1, and Dawn of the DC Night Terrors #3. What about you?
I read Silk, Night Terrors 3, Night Terrors Zatanna, World's Finest Teen Titans, and the Superman Annual. I was hoping that that was one that you read,
I
but
thought
that's
about it,
okay.
but I was like, I need to read Ghost Rider Wolverine because that's like kind of a big-ish deal going on, and I knew Night Terrors we'd have to read, and I wanted to read Silk.
Yeah, well, fair enough. All right. I'll get through my three before our Muchies. The best part of this World's Finest comic was the variant cover by Doc Shaner that I got.
That is nice.
Um, I'm just not feeling this book, man,
That's too
which
bad.
is a bummer because I sure wanted to, but I think Mark is writing this probably for teens, and I'm not a teenager, so I just
Hey, you don't look a day over 19, buddy.
thank you,
You're
thank
welcome.
you. I just don't care about the teen drama that's happening, and like the art's really good, and there are a couple of good character moments, but overall, man, the story, I just don't care. And the angst makes it so lame because I know that these characters grow up and grow out of that. But then something happens on the last page. That son of a bitch, Mark Wade, he's probably going to make me read the next one. Um, yeah, I won't say it. It's not even a character. It's just something that happens on the last page. So, um,
Mark Wade shows up. It's like, keep reading, please.
yeah, that's it. I'm probably at a 6, and I'll probably read the next one, but unless there's like another last page spoiler thing that I have to have, I'll probably dropping it. Just not doing it.
I'm gonna play a little bit devil's advocate. I know you don't like the Teen Angst, but it's like that's kind of necessary with Teen Titans.
I'm not saying it's not. I
Yeah,
just don't care for it.
yeah, fair enough. It was really, dude. If you want some bad Teen Angst, check out Jeff Johns' run on the Teen Titans. Some people love it. Holy crap, though! It's like you remember Red Robin, Tim Drake?
I sure do.
Oof, man. If you love that era of Tim Drake of like his ooh, I'm so angsty right now. Boy, Jeff Johns Teen Titans for you. He's so upset because he loves Connor so much and Connor's dead that he's trying to clone himself his own like Connor sex doll, but it never works. And so then he ends up hooking up with Cassie instead because he's like, "Oh, you're the like he doesn't say this, but this is like what I'm assuming is his inner dialogue. Like you're the closest thing I have to him now. You still smell like him too."
Well, I was gonna say I don't want to read it, but you're making me kind of want to read it.
And then like the whole time Connor's like, I'm part Lex Luthor. Like when he comes back from the dead or before he even died, he's like, I'm part Lex Luthor, I'm part Superman. I'm gonna destroy the world, aren't I? It sucks.
Does he? Does he destroy the world?
Yeah, and then like fun loving Bart Allen. It's like, I'm Impulse. Like right before this, first thing that happens, shot in the knee, and he's like, oh, I guess I better become the Flash. It's like I'm gonna read every book I can and become super smart. It's like, oh, okay. What about your fun personality? No, not doing that.
Also, it's hilarious that to become super smart, you just have to read books like
Yeah,
it's a video game.
yeah. He read all of the books in the library. People are like, oh, the library's haunted, and Tim's like, no, it's not. He holds up a book and like the book vanishes. Like it's Impulse. He's reading, and then Superboy's
Is
like,
that real?
yeah, and Superboy's like, he doesn't read. He likes the funnies. And then Tim's like, you ignorant, like he's like, you beautiful slut. What do you think he does with the funnies? He reads them, idiot.
Wow.
It's been a while since I read it, but like that's basically the gist of issue 4.
Well, whatever happens in that book, it's not near as entertaining as what you just said out
I
loud.
mean,
So,
no joke though, the people thinking the library's haunted and the like, him holding up the book and it moving out of his hands and he's like he's reading. That part 100%. And Superboy saying something like, I think Superboy says, he likes cartoons. He's an idiot. Only idiots like cartoons, and they just stare at you.
it's like, oh shit, I like cartoons.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh.
Okay.
So you can buy his whole run probably at Comic Headquarters on Telegraph Road. So check it out.
I do have a chunk of it, that's for sure. All right, next up, Night Terrors Zatanna #2. Also, again, variant cover because it's cool.
Mm-hmm.
And it's written by Dennis Culver with art by David Baldion. And like the first one, it's pretty cool. An evil corrupted robot man is trying to kill Zatanna. But she outsmarts all these sleepless nights and gets this really dope sword, saves Cliff, and she's like, I gotta go help my friends. And Cliff's like, I'm coming with you. Let's do it. Let's go save the world. And then they step into a portal and it says to be continued in Night's End, which I think is like the final part of all of Night Terrors.
Yeah.
So yeah, I liked it, man. It was good. I'm gonna give it an 8.5. I would absolutely read the Zatanna Robot Man miniseries that I hope
Nice.
comes out.
All right.
And
I'll get
then,
on
oh yeah, sorry, you have some
Ghost
that I
Rider.
didn't read, so go
Yeah.
ahead.
Get Ghost Rider Wolverine, Weapons of Vengeance. I'm just gonna start off. If you're a pro wrestling tag team listening to this, Weapons of Vengeance, pretty dope name. Just tossing that out there. Jake, you want to become a pro wrestling tag team with me? Weapons of Vengeance?
Yeah, they're gonna be terrified of my spindly form.
Dude, look up I'm blank on his name. There's this British wrestler, ugly as hell, but he is like the spindliest boy, but he like can just wrap people up in like all these different type of holds. And yeah, I mean that's you.
Is it Drew McIntyre?
No, Drew McIntyre is a beefy old lad, and he's Scottish.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but so yeah, it starts off with a flashback. Or first, Ghost Rider shows up to this house, and there's a thing there, and then Wolverine shows up, and he's got like he snicks him, he's like, it's happening again, bub. And really, Johnny Blaze should just been like, you could have just said hello, but then Ghost Rider, they cuts back to like the past, and Wolverine doesn't really like. There's this kid with a case manager, and Wolverine doesn't trust him. He's like, this kid smells weird. And then like you hit like Nightcrawler doing some fun stuff at the Xavier Institute. Kitty Pryde's getting mad at him because he's stealing all the ice cream. And then Professor X looks at the orphan kid and he's like, "Yeah, you're not a mutant, dude. Get out. You got some occult shit wrong with you though, so I'll like put you in contact with like someone else, but I can't, I can't help every friggin' freak. So get out." And then it's Johnny Blaze doing some stuff, and then he runs into Wolverine and him run into each other like back in the past, and so that's why they're like, oh, it's happening again, and then they ride off together because they're gonna go kick some ass the next issue, maybe their own. But no,
Man,
I
Ghost
liked it.
Rider's bike looks pretty cool on that page.
Oh yeah, I mean, it always looks cool though, but I liked it a lot. It's exactly what I expected, so there's no disappointment there. Yeah, art's pretty solid, story's neat. I'm gonna go 8.5.
Nice. I'm glad that you liked it because I know you were looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think Jacob Dilly would enjoy it too.
Well, probably not going to read it.
Maybe when it's collected and it comes
Yeah,
in at comic headquarters on Telegraph Road.
that is correct. That is correct. All right. Superman Annual 2023. Okay, it's written by Joshua Williamson with art by Mohamed Asrar, Edwin Galman, Caitlin Yarsky, Max Rayner, and Jack Herbert. I loved this book. It was great. I won't say too much about it because I know Casey's going to read it, but there is a really, really funny part with Parasite that just made me cackle. And even the more serious stuff in the book I thought was really good. And we even get a fun little Lobo appearance.
Nice.
So this is easily my pick of the week. Really, really enjoyed it. Gonna give it a 9.5 out of 10. Good stuff all around.
It's gonna be nice to read that because like even though I'm just gonna spoil right now, I like the Green Lantern Night Terrors. I am so tired of the Night Terror tie-in books. The main story's fun, but these tie-in books, like that's why if you notice this week, I was like, I don't need Superman, I don't need Wonder Woman. I just was like, as I was reading them, I'm like, these don't feel connected to the main book really at all.
Yeah. I
But
mean, even the ones that I like a lot don't feel connected.
yeah, because it's just like we don't need to get into it. But yeah, I mean, like at least with Night Terror's Green Lantern #2, it does feel like it's connected to his own book because like at least they got the same writer. With some of them, it's just like this doesn't even feel like this is where the book left off. So
Oh, I did read earlier in the week the first one of those. Thought it was
you,
fine.
oh, see, I really liked it, but I'm more of a Green Lantern fan, so that's probably the reasoning.
It just kind of felt like if you don't know who Green Lantern is, Hal Jordan, here's his story. It
Yeah,
didn't really feel night terror-y, which is probably why you liked it. And I was like, oh, this is
yeah.
all right.
Well, because it's like Night Terror's crap really shouldn't work on Green Lantern. And that's what you get in this issue too. So this is by Jeremy Adams with art by Eduardo Pansica, Jordi Tarragona, and Julio Ferrara. And so yeah, it's just like this time Parallax is messing, Parallax Nightmares fighting Hal, but then Hal's just like, you idiot. My whole thing is I overcome fear. What you're showing me is not really my fear. It's just regrets, basically. Like I don't fear this crap. And so then like the nightmare guy's like running away and Hal just beats it all up. It's just like, yeah, Hal's better than this. So you get some fun little moments like that. And then he wakes up and then it's gonna be next month in or Green Lantern as he chases down the nightmarish menace and the pages of Night Terrors, Night End. So yeah, that main
And
story was great.
can I just say, and I know that we're about to talk about the main title, but I like that it doesn't work on me way better than Batman and Damian being like, I trained my mind to be the fucking shit. Like, it's just, come on. No,
Yeah,
you didn't.
yeah. No, because it's like, and it doesn't even make sense too, because it's like, okay, so with this and like with Superman too, they and I think it was Power Girl, maybe they could all or no, Power Girl was like I was like this doesn't even feel like it's connected to the main thing at all. Like what the hell are they doing? But with Superman, it was just like, oh yeah, I know this. I'm starting to learn this is a dream, and they're having to change, attack it differently at all times. And with this, it's the same thing. It's like the same concept. So they got those at least kind of seem similar. Where Wonder Woman, it's like we're all dreaming together. Apparently, in this one,
Right. Yeah.
I when I was reading that, I'm like, Josie Campbell, you're a really good writer. Did they tell you what was going on at all?
Who knows?
So yeah, with this, it's just they're superheroes. Batman should be able to be like, oh, I've woken up from my nightmares. The only nightmare is the nightmare that crime is alive. Nothing you do can scare me. My parents are dead. Like, okay, you didn't have to tell us all that, bud. And but then like with this is like, no, I'm still really sleepy. I haven't had a good night's sleep in a long time. Dead man take over.
Oh man.
But then
We
we get
have
the backup
fun.
story. Same problem I had last time. Sinestro stuff. Just it's a bit too wonky, too weird. I wasn't
Dude,
interested.
I was not interested in the first part. I'm just like, what?
Yeah,
Like I
that's
just
exactly how it didn't get better to me. But I'm still gonna give this a 9 out of 10 because the first story was really good, especially if you are a Green Lantern boy.
good.
And that's my pick of the week.
All right. We just have our two then.
Yes, sir.
We should probably end on night terrors. Let's do Silk
Yeah,
first.
that's what I figured.
All right. So Silk number 4. And that is written by, oh goodness.
It says on the front, buddy.
Yeah, but I thought that I'd find the stupid page, but I didn't. Anyway, it's written by Emily Kim with art by Iguara. Um, and I like the other issues, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I thought it was rather enjoyable. Um, it's just like every issue to me, it's getting kind of more ramped up with the action. This one was no real difference. We're going back in dreams though, so that's interesting.
I feel bad a bit for Emily Kim, who's like, I'm gonna do this fun dream story, and it happens to come out during Night Terrors month.
Yeah. My one of my main things, like that couch has to be a magical couch or something for Wong to for like because it doesn't look comfortable. And
Right.
then like all the excitement that Silk's brother's been through, he's just like, well, I really wish I could go with my sister. I'm not going to. I'm just gonna take a nap
Yeah.
on this god awful couch.
Nah, I definitely get that.
And
Art's really, hmm,
you'd think the Sanctum Sanctorum would have like a thing around it that a demon couldn't get into your sleep.
you would think. But yeah, I think the art's really strong, and also
Yeah.
I rather enjoy Wong and his part in all of this. Like he's still really powerful, but he's not overshadowing
Hmm.
Cindy at all, which is good. So that just shows that Emily Kim is a good writer.
How funny would it be though if like it this the ish like the this whole series ends like the way they beat it is just because Doctor Strange and Clea come home from whatever date night they're on and they're like, what's this little rapscallion doing on our couch and why is he why is he infected with a dream demon? Let's
Right.
get rid of it.
That actually, I don't know that I would even be mad at that.
It'd be hilarious.
Yeah, it would. Um, Give it like an 8, you know? I like it.
Yeah, I'm probably at a 7.5. This was still solid, but I think it was weaker than the other two issue or other three issues because of like I don't know the plot devices on it, or it's just kind
Hmm.
of like you bested me. Well, I'm gonna go back in the dreams,
Right.
you know. But okie dokie, Night Terrors 3 by Joshua Williamson and art by Giuseppe Camuncoli, Stefano Nessi, and Casper Wingard.
Art's real
So
good.
yeah, the art's good. Damien, he's only been awake for a couple hours, but since he meditates so much, it feels like it's been weeks. You're meditating wrong. Meditation takes that much out of you, but you know, what do I know? I've never meditated in my life.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, Dead Man stuff's really cool. Joshua Williamson is just the right choice for this event because it's like creepy shit happens when it cuts to the survivors meeting. Like I was like, oh yeah, cutting his eyelids off. That's yeah, I can see why Josh Williamson was chosen for this.
Hmm. Yeah. I don't really have any complaints except, and this hurts to say me a little bit. It hurts for me to say a little bit. I don't always love how he writes Wesley.
Oh yeah.
Wesley, I've read so much Sandman Mystery Theater that he should talk like he's in the 20s and 30s,
Yeah.
and he doesn't. Now he's not saying anything so crazy that he's like really out of his time.
Oh guys, I just got this new formula. It's bussin'. Right, Damien?
Right. Yeah, it's nothing like that, but
And Damien's like, oh no cap.
on God, for real, for real. Uh I don't know, even at one point he's like, I think he says the word crap or something like that. And even that just feels, I don't know, it just doesn't feel like noir detective like I want it to. But I think that's more of just a Jake issue. Because obviously the story is very good. But other than that, I really don't have too much to say about it. I think that it's a fun story, and as much as I really, really like a couple of those tie-ins, this main story, I always look forward to when it comes out. I think it's good.
Yeah, the
So
main story is solid. The tie-ins, they're just kind of like, we don't need them.
yeah. Well, I mean, but isn't that the case 90% of the time?
But 90% of the time, they don't go, we're getting rid of your books that you've been reading.
True. True. Kind of though. Kind of, because there have been a few times when I'm reading a Marvel book that's an event tie-in that they have to work into it. So it's like, yeah, it's technically part of the main run, but not really. It's like you're missing a month.
Not this bad though. Like this is as bad as that time they did that future state crap.
Hmm.
Where it's just like they're like, yeah, this is a big deal. It's like, and I remember when that happened, I was like, it's not that big of a deal because I'm skipping it.
And also, and we've complained about this before too, poor timing.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the second issue of Green Lantern. Here's the fourth issue of Superman. See ya in 2 months.
Right. And
Extremely poor timing.
I mean, it's just DC being like looking at Marvel and be like, let's make as many events as we can because we just finished Dark Crisis. Or like, wasn't there even an event after that? That was another huge ass event that I was like, oh wow. And it wore me, I'm just like, do we need more?
Yeah, yeah. I feel you. I feel you. All we can do is
Keep
complain
buying
about it.
them.
Yep, and keep buying them. So, um, yeah, I'm like at a good 8 on this, I think. Didn't blow
Yeah.
me away, but there wasn't that much out this week, and this was still pretty dang good. So
Yeah, I'm probably an 8.5. Liked it. Like I said, I'd recommend it. It's good stuff. But what are you excited for this coming week, man?
um I don't think there's a ton for me this week, but I'm gonna say Loki, Red Sonja, and what if Dark Moon Knight? We'll see if that's worth a damn.
All
But I
right.
know which one you're the most excited for.
Dude, there's a lot I'm excited for. So I'm going Alpha Flight #1. Super pumped. A Daredevil #14, and then Godzilla War for Humanity. Should be a good time.
Yeah. I
Uh,
really wish that Andrew were drawing that book, but
yeah, but I
I get
do
it.
too. I love the art though that they got for it.
Hmm.
Been
Yeah.
following that guy for a while. So, all right. Now, I'll be honest. I didn't have a Fantastic Four planned out. So I just kind of wrote this out because I'm like, this is funny. Give me 4 superhero foods you want. So like Superman O's or, you know, whatever, just stupid stuff.
Okay. Um, hmm. How about like the Flash Glizzy, where you guzzle that glizzy and then you get super speed for a hot sec.
I was just going with licensed food objects.
You weren't that specific.
I know.
Um,
At least it wasn't a banana. For those of you that
Lizzo's
don't know,
bananas.
Google Lizzo banana.
um, Gosh, dude, yeah, I wasn't really prepared for this. I think it would be funny if like Marvel's Sandman had some sort of food and you bite into it and it's just sand, just a
But
mouthful of
dude,
sand.
it's fun dip, but it's just sand.
That would be so awful. Yeah, I don't know. You can throw out some
All
too.
right. So I just had the idea of they would just have it uh Weapon X shish kebabs, and it's just like you just have like little blue gloves with the 3 things, and you have whatever type of meats in there that you want. Um, then I'll say, I mean, we gotta go Green Lantern O's because and they would be like Cheerios, but with the little green, lantern ring. But they taste like broccoli, so no one's gonna fucking buy. Hal's like, I thought this was such a good idea.
Right.
Uh, um, then let's just think of something fun. Um, This isn't fun for the people listening.
Captain Cold's cold cubes, and it's just ice.
There we go. I thought you were gonna say, since you're coffee boy, Captain Cold's cold brew.
Well, that's more fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, Madam Web's just jar of spiders.
Oops, all spiders.
And it's just like, are they magical? No, I'm blind. And then um let's think of a dumb DC character that I can make fun of. Um oh, how about we go with um Our Man, and it's a Lunchable, but takes one whole hour to cook.
Oh no. I don't think many of those are selling. Also, I just realized that I forgot yet again to start the episode with trivia. So I'm going to do one now.
Okay, Jacob Tribbiani, like Joey Tribbiani. You get it? From your favorite show, Friends?
Nope.
Oh,
Sorry.
it's okay. Because his Joey, you remember Chandler's friend, the guy, the co-owner
I
of
I
the Chick and
know.
the Duck. His
Yeah.
last name is Tribbiani, and I was calling you Triviani.
Yeah. Thank
Yeah,
you.
you get it?
I do now after a full explanation. All right, I'll try to be better. I should probably add in our notes
Yeah.
uh to start with this. So
It's the Jacob Tribbiani trivia time.
here we
Everyone
go.
that knows Jake, put in it in your phone, Jacob Tribbiani now. So he loves that joke. It's his favorite.
Are you can I read this? Are you
Yeah,
good?
we're good.
Okay. This should be an easy one for you. What cosmic hero stops Annihilus to effectively end the annihilation wave?
Can I do a joke answer than a real one?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with man, let's say the space cabbie.
It's not Space Cabbie.
Ah, okay, the Nova.
It is Nova. Good job.
Because the space cabbie drove a Chevy Nova. That was for outer space.
You have to be a pretty big fucking nerd to know that. Just saying.
I mean I made it up.
Could have fooled me. It was the confidence, man. You're just
It's,
oozing confidence.
I'm oozing something.
Anyway, it's the end of the episode, folks. So if you would, head on over to facebook.com/Two Worlds Podcast and give the page a like. You can also follow us on Twitter at @2_worlds_PC and on Instagram and Threads at Two Worlds Pod. You can email us at twoworldspodcast@gmail.com. And if you would, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's Two Worlds Podcast on YouTube.
And let us know some superhero food ideas that you want, you know. Tell your friends too. Be like, hey, these guys, they're probably one and two of my best friends, and then it's you. So you should give them a listen. Maybe you like them and we have something to talk about.
All right, guys. Well, we'd love to stay in chat, but Casey has to throw me into the eyes of somebody. So we'll catch you next time. Bye.
Bye, guys.